What can our science learn from our religion? The traditional physics has considered the physical bodies as material points or other imaginary non-living objects. The traditional reductionistic point of view has forced the researchers to reduce any extended moving object, like even the biggest airplane, to a structure of such material points. Even in such cases, where the investigated object was a living organism, like an insect, a bird, or we ourselves, the object motion was always approximated with the Newtonian movement of material points. Today we can simply observe the paradigm change in our own physical understanding of the world around us, if we compare this traditional approach with the new holistic approach, in which we suddenly are allowed to ask many new questions. For example, we can ask a moving body, like our friend or ourselves, "Where are you going?" The previous consideration of a simple passive reaction to some external forces can be replaced now with the purposeful activating of the corresponding energy transfer in a desired direction with a desired intensity, allowing us to go, to run, or to jump without any collision with another body, at least in most of the real cases. Of course, the possibility to ask some new intriguing questions does not mean to have immediately got any simple solution to such questions. However, if we are allowed to ask a new question, we can go the next step forwards and consider the possible way for the proper answer. One of such new questions I have recently asked myself is, what can our science learn from our religion? Our religious history is much longer than the history of our science. Our religion has evidently started as a system of attitudes, beliefs, and practices directed to many different deities, presumably located in almost all material objects in our cosmic and terrestrial neighborhood. However, supposedly more than 10, or maybe 20,000 years ago an idea appeared that such a polytheistic point of view reduces the magnificence of the very idea of God, the creator of all things. There is just one nature and therefore also her creator should be understood as a oneness. The monotheism has been thus born as the adaptation of our previous polymorphic beliefs to our uniform understanding of nature. At the end of the 19th century, our science stood at a similar point like our religion thousands of years earlier. To that time we have discovered many dozens of scientific deities, like energy, force, acceleration, mass, or electric charge. Each of those deities has got its own followers. Our science became more and more polymorphic. The whole domains of science became increasingly separated from each other, creating their own temples, research institutes and universities, for example, of magnetism, electricity, or kinematics. However, owing to Einstein and other visionaries, the scientists intuitively recognized that the polymorphic science can never correctly describe the uniform nature. The search for a unified description of nature began. The ancient humans have been forced, or maybe only motivated, to change their religious paradigm and abandon their private deities. They were forced to accept that also the holy tree and the holy mountain in their direct environment had to be created by the same universal God. In a similar way, all scientists of our global civilization have to change their scientific paradigm today. They have to accept that their private holy terms, whether in quantum physics, in elementary particle physics, or in electrodynamics, have all been created from one scientific oneness, the universal creative potential, the universal unity of the unified family of all physical quantities. Neither energy nor mass, nor electric charge, nor any other physical quantity, should be considered separately in our new physics. The polymorphic physics of the 20th century has to be replaced with the unified physics, the first uniform description of the surely uniform nature. If we have already changed our scientific paradigm, we are standing on the new paradigm side without our previous physical body. but we are completely free. Free to build our new body of physics without the diseases of the old one. Free to reach new wonderful horizons. The boundary between the old and new paradigm is a sharp cut, much sharper than a threshold between two rooms in the same flat. The paradigm change is even much more than a change of clothes in a fitting room of a department store. To change a paradigm is like crossing the death limit between our present life and our next life, if reincarnation should be possible. As the reincarnation means a rebirth of our soul in a new human body, our appearing on the other side of the paradigm boundary means that we have left our previous physical body and are beginning to build our new body. All physical quantities of the previous physical body, all polymorphic deities of the 20th century science have to remain on the old paradigm side of the boundary. All what we have to take with us across the boundary is our scientific soul, our knowledge, our experience and, first of all, if we follow Albert Einstein, our intuition. In our case here, it practically means first of all the knowledge that the whole universe, including the universal creative potential itself, is quantized. And it means also the conviction that the uniform nature can be described with our human brains. And perhaps also the supposition that the spontaneous fluctuations of the creative potential, which I have called fluxions, are the first step on our way to create everything else. That is all. This knowledge should be enough if we are going to describe the creation of our universe. On the new paradigm side we are free to unfold a quite new perspective. And this new perspective is wonderful. I know it, because I am already here, waiting for you. You can simply follow me. In summary, all scientists of our global civilization have to change their scientific paradigm, at the best already today. The polymorphic physics of the 20th century has to be replaced with our unified physics of the 21st century, the first uniform description of the obviously uniform nature.